Have you ever wandered to the edge of the ocean and looked out over it and wondered what's out there? What's beneath the sea? What secrets lie beneath the sea? Ours is an ocean planet that has had many generations of people looking under the sea to try and answer those questions. And for generations, for centuries, those questions have only given us about 5% knowledge of the oceans. The oceans are only 5% explored by humans. Ours is an ocean planet, 70% covered with water. In that water is 98% of the livable space on planet Earth. And we've only discovered 5% of it. If we look at maps of the oceans, maps of the world, much of this information is notional and has not been affirmed by direct human visitation or human observation. There are many proxies for the measurements that comprise our global ocean maps and models. So if we're trying to manage the oceans as a patient, as many have suggested, truly what we're doing is measuring pulse, respiration, blood pressure with a Gray's Anatomy that hasn't yet been fully written. If we look at the microbial world in the oceans and take a sample the size of a shot glass, you'll have more than 1 million microorganisms in that space, in that volume. We don't even know what they are. A few that we have identified produce all the oxygen that comes out of the ocean. Recent discoveries like hydrothermal vents, only 30 plus years ago, are so bold and so earth-shaking, literally, that it's redescribed biology and geology as we know it on Earth and where life has come from on Earth. In the past 50 years, we've gone from the moon to Mars and returned a human to the deepest parts of the world's oceans. What is it going to take to inspire curiosity for oceans that equals that which we have for space? This is our planet. In NOAA, we have 4 key questions we try to answer that constitute our mission. And we're dependent upon very good and reliable observations to make the answers to these questions. 1, how many fish are in the sea? And what is the environment in the marine world that they live in? Number 2, what is the weather going to be like tomorrow? The oceans drive weather, and the more we understand the oceans, the more we can understand and predict accurate weather forecasts. Third question, what is the weather going to be like in 10 years, 30 years, 100 years, 500 years? That's climate science. And oceans drive climate, that we know. And as we continue to know oceans and make good observations for these subjects, we will be able to increase our ability to make reliable forecasts beyond what we have today. Last question, does a wise person build on the shifting sands of the shore? As more and more people choose to live on the coastline globally, this becomes a very compelling question. The Earth is under pressure, and we humans are causing it, clearly. Those pressures require us in the science community to make accurate measurements, to make responsible measurements, to make recommendations to policymakers that can give us good outcomes and good measures. Today, we make most of our measurements based on ship-borne observation systems. That's how we've evolved. And ships are becoming increasingly expensive, so expensive that we cannot afford to sustain our current methods of measuring the oceans by ships. We need to be imaginative and move some of those sensors off of ships, leaving those vessels for that which they alone can do, and start applying our intellect to the types of craft like the autonomous vehicles, drifters, buoys, cabled observatories, and the like. It's very time-consuming and intricate to do the kind of science that we do today in laboratories. Collect the specimen at sea, bring it to a lab on the ship, bring it to a lab ashore, analyze it, develop your conclusions. Can we take that lab and microsize it to a chip and put that at sea in a new kind of vehicle that can stay at sea forever, with optics, with sound, with temperature, with chemistry profiling, paint the picture of the undersea environment and the marine ecosystem that today is so laborious for us to undertake. We need what I needed when I was a kid. I wanted these sneakers so I could run faster and jump higher. We need new tools. We need the imaginations to bring these new tools in front of us. Well, we in this world are under pressure. The Earth is under pressure because of human effects. We in the science community are under pressure to generate sound conclusions because of these effects. What we need to do is be imaginative, take the dive, get committed, and start caring more about oceans and generate solutions. I need you to be reminded that your life depends upon the oceans. This should matter to you. Thank you very much.